This is Pav Bambra here for PSB Sports. I'm on the George Groves versus Groves-Gutkneckt final press conference here in London. As you can see with me, British boxing legend Barry Mcguigan. Barry, how are you, my friend?
I say Irish boxing legend as well. I get upset back home. I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I'm doing very well.
How long have you been interested in boxing, Pav?
Years since I was.
How long have you guys been doing this?
Well, basically, me and Shane are university students at the moment. You're 21, aren't you?
Yeah.
What are you studying?
I'm 20.
Journalism and media.
And I do journalism and law.
Oh, that's good.
We are.
It's a fairly well covered then.
Yeah, young guys.
Boxing, journalism, and law is good.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, exactly comes hand in hand. You never know boxing these days.
Yes, indeed.
But yeah, so Barry, firstly, talk to me a bit about Groves-Gutkneckt as an opponent for George Groves. Obviously, boasts an amateur win over Gennady Golovkin, a very tough guy, and obviously Shane mentioned in the press conference, say, Martin Murray, in his opinion, was a good prep fight for someone as tough as Gutkneckt.
Yeah, Gutkneckt is a big guy. He's bigger than Murray. He's campaigned at light heavyweight and now going down to super middleweight, and you could see he was eating at the press conference and drinking, and sort of rubbing it up, saying like, I'm actually doing the weight quite easily. He got on the scales a couple of days ago. He's a guy that's lean and always in shape. If you like a sort of Carl Froch physique, he certainly can't fight like Conor Mcgregor, but he's tough and he's durable and he's a decent puncher and he's raw boned and strong. But George will do a number of them, there's no doubt about it. It's just the way he's been performing in the gym, he looks fantastic. Better than I've ever seen him look before. Mind you, I didn't see him in the gym post all of his you hear all sorts of rumours, but he's certainly looking better than I've ever seen. Sharp as a razor, fast on his feet, making his little minor adjustments that Shane and him are working on. So the relationship is getting stronger, and I think he's getting better as a fighter. It's only an observation, but I know a thing or two about him, and I think he's getting better.
Absolutely, and obviously, since when he lost to Badou Jack, there were a lot of negative people on Twitter and social media, but now he's with Shane Mcguigan. He's had some three real solid performances. De Lucia, Brophy, now Murray, and if he gets this fourth victory in a row, so surely he'll be in contention for a world title.
I'd like to think so. I mean, I really hoped that he would have had a world title fight before the end of the year, quite honestly. But this mix-up with Sturm and Chudinov and failed dope tests and all that sort of stuff has dragged things out, and so therefore it's not going to happen until next year. But you can go and sort of take over and fight somebody who's a very easy opponent, or you can take somebody lively who's going to stretch you, who's going to test you. And I think that's what he's done. He's fighting a guy that's fought for the middleweight title and the light heavyweight title. He still is a lively opponent. Good chin, strong, walks forward, tight defence, awkwardly effective, decent puncher himself. So I think it's got all of the combinations for a really good fight. And I think Channel 5, all the viewers on Channel 5 are going to benefit. It's going to be a great fight.
Speaking of Channel 5, Barry, obviously absolutely huge boxing back on terrestrial TV in the UK. What sort of new market can Cyclone expect now being on Channel 5 terrestrial market?
Well, I genuinely think that there is and always has been a market for professional boxing on terrestrial TV. It's a matter of the sports executives and the editors and for sticking it out. Give out a bit of a chance to grow talent and develop talent and get the audience grow with that talent. We've got Andrew Selby who's on again this time. Last time out we had Josh Taylor, good looking handsome kid just coming off the elite team, boxed in the Olympics, boxed in the Commonwealth Games. An outstanding talent. So we've got those. Then we've got the guys like George, who's fought 3 times the world title and haven't hit the mark for whatever reason. And now we want to make them get that world title fight and break through that barrier. I really believe that George Groves will win a world title, and he might even slip up to light heavyweight after. I think that's the sort of potential he's got, and it's a bold comment, but I genuinely believe that's how fresh and how sharp and how much he's looking forward. He's loving the game again, falling in love with it. Again, is what it's all about. You have to be in love with the game. You have to really want to get out there and do it. And I think that relationship with Shane has been so good. And I don't think he ever had that relationship with any of his previous trainers. And that's so important. It's very important when you have absolute confidence in your corner man and the way you're preparing and getting ready for fights, that is so essential to your performance in the ring. And I genuinely believe we have not seen the best of George Groves, and I think we'll see it next year. I think we'll see it on Friday night,
Groves-Gutkneckt,
and then we'll see an even better performance in the new year. And I genuinely believe he can win a super middleweight title and unify the divisions. That genuinely can. He's beaten James DeGale before, and I still think he has the potential to beat all of the champions. Really do. That's how good he is, and that's how fresh he is, and that's how ambitious he is, and how determined he is to get back up there again. And he's, as I say, he's fallen in love with the sport again. He's back to when he was a youth, but now he's got all this experience with him. So it's an exciting time for him, and an exciting time for Channel 5, an exciting time to get casual fans back into boxing, and all of the sort of aficionados as well. They'll all watch anyway, but to get the casual fans in, we can do that with having the likes of Josh Taylor, who's a handsome kid who's a little young lassies fancy and look at, and they want to follow him. And the hardcore boxing fans are interested too. He's an interesting story, as is Andrew Selby. So, and then you've got George, and I really think that it's an exciting time for Channel 5.
Barry, one name that's always going to be linked with George Groves is James DeGale, of course, and that rivalry that really lit up British boxing back in 2011 when they fought, for the fans, and obviously it was a close decision last time. George won that. Can we see maybe a Groves DeGale too in the future, Barry?
I mean, he's got to beat
Badu Jack for unification.
Badu Jack, that's in the middle of January, and Frampton is on at the end of January in Las Vegas. So PBC are pulling out all the stops and getting those big fights, and if George gets through Gutkneckt and wins a version of the title, that can be a unification. He may not even need to win a title if DeGale wins and offers them the chance to fight for the title. So it's an exciting time for him. It's an exciting time for boxing, and we've got 12 current champions. We are really paving the way for professional boxing. I don't think we've ever had so many champions, and America's looking to us. You think about that. It's a very exciting time for boxing in general, and we've had a very sad year with Mike Towell and tragic year, and we've had, of course, the situation with Nick Blackman. He's 100% recovered, and okay, can never fight again, but it's a good story for boxing. Our medical standards work, and they're effective, and we've got a lot of good talent out there. We just got to keep producing them, and a lot of young trainers that are paving the way as well, and lots of competition always creates good performances and titles.
It's great to see, and Barry, I've got a speech about Carl Frampton. Two-weight world champion, defeated Scott Quigg in that huge super bantamweight unification fight in February. Then goes out to America, beats Leo Santa Cruz, becomes a two-weight world champion at 126 pounds. He's now going back out to America to fight Santa Cruz for the rematch. Firstly, bearing in mind Frampton went over to his backyard and beat him first time, won his title, what was the actual reasoning you guys decided to go back out to fight for the rematch?
Well, he didn't beat him, in fairness, he didn't beat him in his backyard, he beat him in New York, and Santa Cruz had never fought in New York.
Sure.
He has fought in Vegas, and we're going back out to Vegas, and Vegas have offered the most money.
Okay.
Al has put up the most money for us to go out there. We could have had a voluntary defence in the meantime, but Carl needs to be motivated. He needs to have a big opportunity, big fights, and he's at that stage in his career. He's one of the top 10 pound-for-pound fighters. This will be another sensational fight, and I promise you, Frampton will win again, and he will win more decisively, guaranteed. And we're going out there, and we know it's going to be hostile. We're bringing thousands of fans with us, and it's going to be the Green Army coming with us. We're going to make lots of noise, and it's going to be really atmospheric. Mickey Garcia's on the undercard. He's fighting one of those unpronounceable Eastern European fighters who is the WBC champion. Forgive me. So he's fighting him, and Zakatan, I think his name is. Anyway,
Dejan Zlatikanin.
He's fighting him for the WBC. So they're obviously trying to get the Mexican crowd in as well. So it's going to be the Mexicans and the Irish. It's going to be very atmospheric. But Frampton's in great shape already.
Yeah.
We've got 2 months to go, and 2.5 months, and lots of hard work. So Conrad's fighting for the IBF Intercontinental Middleweight title against Ronnie McGuigan. A very experienced guy, tough fight too, so the stable's flying. And, we've got David who's sort of ticking over at the moment as well, and we don't have him, but you know what I'm saying, it's part of the whole family of fighters that we've got, and we're all very close. It's good fun.
Barry, you mentioned there with Frampton, the amount of Irish fans he's going to take over. Does that bring any similarities to a certain fight we fought on the weekend with Conor McGregor? The amount of fighters he brings over?
McGregor's a phenomenon, isn't he? He is. He's
Irish, two-time two-weight champion now, just like Carl Frampton.
Two-weight champion, that's right. Like Frampton, and he gave a shout out to Frampton, I think he said. About I'm fast, but I'm not as fast as Carl Frampton, which was lovely. Yeah, it's great to see that happening over there. I mean, he's like just made for TV, isn't he?
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
He's an unbelievable fighter, strong. I mean, I'm not a big MMA fan. I don't really know an awful lot about it, but we do a lot of strength work with John Connor, who's worked and done various different stuff with Shane, and he's done a lot of stuff with John Kavanagh, I think it is. Yeah,
John Kavanagh is trainer,
his trainer. So we all share information, we share advice, and we're all evolving as people, as individuals, and the game has come on since 30 years ago, 35 years ago, when I was just turning professional. Things have come on, guys are bigger and they're squeezing into the weight more, they've got longer time between weigh-in time and fight time. Some of them can put on 15, 20 pounds from the weigh-in time to fight time, which is fascinating, and how they can do that, and diet has become a very important part of it. Strength and condition has become a big part of it, but it's ultimately a skill-based sport, and it all revolves around your ability and your fast twitch muscles, your ability to fight. Innate boxing skills, that's where it starts and finishes, and the other stuff is just supplementary, but it can make a difference and give you that percentage here and there that can help you win a fight.
Barry, also in general, as a boxing fan, Gennady Golovkin by many people is viewed as the pound-for-pound #1, but having said that, heading into the 2017, what sort of huge fights, would you like to see as a boxing fan? Maybe Golovkin, Canelo, Fury, Joshua, if Fury returns?
I mean, it's interesting. I think we have one at the weekend, Ward and Kovalev. It's a great fight, and that's a pick and fight, and Ward's been out a long time. He's had a couple of sort of comebacks and hasn't looked that brilliant. I give him the edge on Saturday, but Kovalev, all he needs is a split second of a lack of concentration, and Kovalev will take him out. He's got that sort of power. But I genuinely, that's a great one. We'd love to see the winner of that, and then Adonis Stevenson. We'd love to see Joshua against Haye. We'd love to see Joshua against Fury.
Or Wilder.
We'd love to see Joshua against big Deontay Wilder. So there's exciting times. It's an exciting time. It's interesting because although we were great supporters of the Klitschko boys, it went a bit stale when the two fellas were dominating for so long. Now it's exciting when the shop window of your sport, like the heavyweight division, is open and lively, and anything can happen. It makes the whole sport very exciting. As I mentioned earlier, we've got 12 champions in the UK and Ireland, and it's unprecedented success that we've had. So it's a very exciting time for boxing. Frank Warren's just teamed up again with Box Nation's teamed up with BT Sport. Sky are doing good shows, and Channel 5 are back in the game. So it's a very healthy time for the game.
So, Barry, also speaking of that deal, what is your opinion on that BT Sport Box Nation deal? It's going to be available to 38 million customers, I believe BT Sport have. 30 live shows.
I don't know the ins and outs of it, but it's good for the game.
Sure. Absolutely. Barry, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for your time, so I really appreciate it. All the best for the fight on Friday, and we'll see you on Friday, Barry. Thanks a lot.